Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing fine. In this video, we will be talking about ways to improve your speaking skills. So, I think I just couldn't post videos since 2 weeks or something because I was abroad in the Netherlands. And because of that, I didn't have any time to edit or post new videos. But now, as I'm back in my country, I can easily share my new tips with you. And I hope that everyone is using their time wisely this summer to learn some new languages because you have a lot of free time to start learning your target language, and I hope that everyone is making use of the time. So in this video we'll be talking about speaking skills because I know that it's something that's important for every language learner because it's mainly the thing that proves you actually learned the language. For example, I'm a polyglot and I speak 8 languages, which I often show in my YouTube channel, and people always ask me, but how do you maintain fluency in all these languages? How can you speak? Okay, I understood that you know German, but how can you speak it? Actually, that's kind of a strange question because for me, if you really know a language, you should actually be able to speak it. But some people just learn the grammar, just learn some vocabulary, and then they are asking themselves why they still can't speak the language. And in this video, I will just try to elaborate this problem, and hopefully that will eventually help you to reach fluency. Okay, the very first thing is, you need to speak to improve your speaking skills. When I say that, people think that I'm avoiding their question and I'm just saying, you need to speak. But no, you really need to speak because it's like riding a bike. You can learn the theoretical part, but if you never try to ride a bike, actually you would fall from the bike and you will see that the theoretical part didn't even work. But that doesn't mean that the theoretical part is something that you may skip. No, when you learn a language, you just need to grab some vocabulary, grab some grammar, but at the end, you should also try to speak. But if you don't try to speak and magically wait these phrases to come to your head out of nowhere, they won't come because it doesn't happen that way. So if you want to reach fluency, you just need to have some theoretical knowledge about language, which consists of grammar and vocabulary that you are learning every other day, and then you should try to speak to yourself or to a native speaker or to your teacher. Something that I use really often while learning languages is to speak to myself because there are not always people around me to practice with, and because of that sometimes I need to talk to myself. But that doesn't make it useless because you need to talk to yourself, creating new phrases and always including the new vocabulary that you learned. And by doing that, actually, you will see that you will be able to get familiar with the new vocabulary and just create new phrases so fast in your head. And that's actually something important, and that's actually a step to reaching fluency and speaking naturally in that language. So you should never ignore speaking to yourself. It may sound kind of strange and you may look stupid, but you should do that because it's fun and you can just speak to yourself and no one will judge you. So I would recommend everyone to speak to themselves every other day, 5 or 10 minutes. You just create random phrases in your head and that will help you a lot. When it comes to speaking to native speakers or to language teachers, there are actually many ways of doing that on the internet. Now I want to share a platform with you to improve your speaking skills furtherly. Italki provides you with an international community of language learners and teachers, enabling you to have everything you need for speaking practice and reaching fluency in your target language. You will finally be able to speak your target language with the help of one-to-one lessons with qualified teachers, which will always be there for you. And since cultural immersion and constant practice are the most important things when we learn a language, you should maybe give Italki a try. Let's see in which ways Italki could help you to improve your speaking skills. First of all, it's a global platform that gathers nearly 10 million students and 20,000 teachers in 150 languages. So in this diverse community, you can always find a teacher that will use a variety of resources and methods and which will always be there for your questions. In Italki, you can always determine your own pace and you can study whenever you want, and since you pay per the lessons that you take, actually you can always give it a try and see how it goes. If you want to try using Italki in your language learning, I have good news for you. Because Italki is celebrating its 15th anniversary this July, and as being one of the world's top language learning platforms, it offers many rewards to help you unleash your language learning potential. So you can just sign up for free on Italki right now to claim your 15th anniversary special offer via the link in the description. Italki is also inviting you to their 15 years with Italki anniversary party on social media, and you will have chance to win up to $50 of Italki credits. So follow Italki on social media to join the celebration. With all these things that I mentioned and with these special offers, you can take your speaking skills to a further level and reach fluency in your target language. So all the things that you will be needing will be in the description of this video. I find these kind of things really important because last year I was learning Russian and I literally had a good amount of grammar and vocabulary, but I wasn't able to speak Russian that good. And then I met my Russian friend and he recommended me to have a conversation of 1 hour every other day, and we literally spoke on the phone for 2 months, like every other day for 1 hour. And then at the end I realized that I'm speaking Russian with more confidence and I can make better sentences, I can express myself eloquently, and I'm ready to speak to Russian natives. These kind of things prepare you for real-life interactions with natives, because unless you speak to one of them, you just can't get the natural flow of the language and you encounter many problems. Because of that, I would recommend you guys using Italki and similar platforms, so don't forget to check the links in the description. Another thing that I would recommend to improve your speaking is something that I'm still doing, like I'm advanced in some of my languages, but I'm still doing that: rephrasing. Rephrasing is really useful because you are creating your own sentences and you are naturally using the new words that you learned, that you recently learned. For example, I'm studying it, I can understand everything, like I literally have no unknown words in that video, but I'm still rephrasing it. Or when I find a good expression that makes me think, no, I couldn't speak that way, that's kind of advanced structure, like I can understand it, but my brain wouldn't be able to do the same. If I have that kind of sentence, I just take a note to use them in my future sentences. So that kind of thing may be really useful for you guys too. It works for me even for French or Italian, the language that I speak at an advanced level. When I see something, when I see an expression, when I see a structure that I wouldn't be able to build, I just take the notes. And then I try to use it in my speeches. When I listen and read something in these languages, I'm just trying to rephrase it. For example, I just watched a video, I understood it, no problem, but I still rephrase it because it helps my brain to produce its own sentences. It enables the way to creativity, and that's really important if you want to speak freely in that language, if you want to sound natural, if you want to have more complex sentences, if you want your brain to naturally produce these things. That's something that you need to do. Just rephrase the things that you watch, even if you understand them completely. I find this really, really important. And as we are now talking about speaking skills, we can't ignore pronunciation, because a natural pronunciation shows that you listen to that language a lot and you practice the pronunciation. Personally, I find it really important to have a natural pronunciation in my target languages, because that makes me feel good and native speakers appreciate it a lot. Some people think that pronunciation is not that important and the important thing is being comprehensible, and that's actually true, but I still want to improve my pronunciation to sound natural in that language. Once I was talking to a Russian tourist in Istanbul and I was speaking Russian to her naturally, and at some point I just said, I'm learning Russian since that time, and she was like, you are learning Russian? I was so shocked that she took me for a native. My language is not that advanced, my Russian is maybe B1 or something, but she liked my pronunciation a lot that she took me for a native, and that felt so nice, and I understood the importance of pronunciation in your target language. So I would work on my pronunciation, but you guys just do it the way you want. How to improve your pronunciation is, as I said, by imitating the native speakers. So just don't invent yourself a new pronunciation. If you hear something from a native speaker, that's true, and you should be doing that. So try your best to have the most similar sound to what you have heard, okay? And also you can record your own voice and listen to it sometimes. And also you can just use the shadow technique, listening to a video and having subtitles and just muting the video and trying to read the subtitles by yourself to have the most similar pronunciation to the actual one, okay? These kind of techniques may help you to improve your pronunciation, but like pronunciation isn't a must, but I would appreciate that. And many native speakers would also do the same. So I think it's important. Okay guys, that was all for this video. I hope you liked it and I hope you will pay attention to what I recommended you in this video. I hope they will be helpful. But the last thing I want to say is, please don't be afraid of speaking to yourself, to native speakers, to your teachers, because no one will judge you as much as you think. Like, imagine someone coming to you to speak your native language and you wouldn't judge them, you would just appreciate them for speaking your language, and they will do the same for you. So just go to them and speak. I always speak to tourists when I see them in Istanbul and they never judge me. They are always so friendly, especially Russians, because they are so friendly, they never judge you. Russian tourists are on another level, like literally. I would never be afraid of speaking to Russian tourists. Like, I'm so serious. Don't forget to write what you do to improve your speaking skills to the comments for everyone to read it. So you can follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, on Spotify, and also subscribe to my YouTube channels to watch my other videos. See you in another video soon. Bye!